life into Storm Lake. The first arrivals were war refugees from Vietnam and Laos in the late 70s. Latino immigrants followed to work at 2 meat processing plants now owned by Tyson. At first, when all these immigrants came, were people freaked out? Be honest.
Yes, people were referring to them as wetbacks, beaners. They don't work hard, they're criminals. And then after 10 years or so, you figure out that's all a line of BS. This is authentic Mexican.
So I'm gonna have 2 tacos.
All right, and everything on this, onion, cilantro, and hot sauce?
Yeah, baby. This looks really, really good. What advice would you give to communities who are really resistant and really uncomfortable with these changing demographics?
Grab a shovel and start digging. That's what I'd advise them.
Meaning?
Die and bury yourself, because that's what's going to happen. If you are living in the middle of nowhere, which is where we are, if you aren't growing, you're dying.
2/3 of rural counties across the country have been hemorrhaging young people for the past decade. But thanks to immigration, Storm Lake is bursting at the seams.
Everybody say collapse.
Collapse.
What does it mean if something collapses?
Though there have been some growing pains.
It broke?
It broke.
Storm Lake's elementary school is so packed, some classes are in the hallway.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, kids.
These are my 4th graders.
A whopping 90% of the school students are non-white.
My parents come from Mexico. My parents from Burma, California, and Guatemala.
There are 18 or 19 different languages in the school.
Almost 2/3 of students in Storm Lake are learning English. Money from the budget is going to interpreters and taking money away from the white kids. What's the counter argument to that?
Would you prefer that we not teach them and leave them ignorant so they become heroin addicts and meth heads? No, we want to teach them English.
Let's talk about some of the other challenges. Crime.
The Storm Lake police chief will tell you that Latinos and African Americans commit crime at the same rate that Anglos do.
We checked. It's true. And nationally, immigrants are actually less likely to commit crimes than native-born Americans.
We pull these vehicles up, we work with the kids and create relationships, throw a ball.
He's putting on a little firefighter outfit.
Oh, yeah.
To protect and serve this modern-day Mayberry,
Is that good?
Police Chief Mark Prosser gets up close and personal with immigrant communities that are often fearful of law enforcement. What do you say to people who believe you should be looking for undocumented workers?
That's not our job. We don't have the authority. This country doesn't have the money or the resources or the wherewithal to deport 11 or 14 million people. It's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, a New York journalist walks into a bar and says, "Is everybody in this town really this tolerant of immigrants?" May I please have a glass of wine? Anything red. Red.
I'll be out of the box.
Thank you. That's okay. That's okay. I'll be fine with that. Dan Smith recently retired from the Tyson hog plant. Cheers.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet His friend Allison still works there as a nurse.
My dad worked at the packing house here in town for 30 years, and I worked there for 35. So, yeah, we're pretty much natives.
Dan saw his pay stagnate over the years, but he doesn't blame immigrants, and neither do most economists, who say immigration barely affects working-class wages.
How much money do they get paid an hour? They start at $16 an hour, and they can make up to $20 an hour.
But Dan firmly believes that higher wages wouldn't bring white workers back.
I don't care if they offer you $27.50 an hour. They could not fill that plant with white people.
And why is that, you think?
Because there's a group of people they call millennials that don't want to get involved in that type of operation. I don't mean to be kind of gross, but if somebody told you, Katie, tomorrow you're going to drop bungs, you wouldn't know what a bung is. A bung is the butt of the hog. And if they told you you're going to go out there and cut those out for 8 hours a day, you'd probably just turn right around and walk out the door. There's a lot of people that don't make it past orientation. They see what they're actually going to have to do, and they're like, no, not for me, and away they go.
What do you think? I think they're working very hard.
These people move here to better themselves, to raise their families and give them a better life. How can you begrudge anybody that, you know?
What do you think, Allison?
The more I'm around it, the more I like it. And I commend this town for coming along as well as it has.
But Dan still has his limits. Do you feel like you're losing your power? When you were for so long in this town a majority?
Sometimes I do. And it's a personal issue with me that eventually the Hispanics will take over city government and state government and federal government.
How would you feel about that?
I would resent that because I felt like my father, who was in the invasion of France, fought for the Mexicans to come up here and take over our government. No.
This land is your land. This land is my land. Build that wall!
Build that wall! Build that wall!
Do you think this is racism when people say build a wall or keep the immigrants out?
I'm not sure that I use the word racism. Is there cultural ignorance? Absolutely.
You're a citizen, just like Obama's a citizen.
It's all bound up in our tribalism.
American lives matter.
And people get real stupid when they get tribal.
A total and complete shutdown of Muslims.
Whole countries.
The president said, quote, they all have AIDS.
I'm tired of people shitting on Mexicans and black people.
You sound like a different kind of angry white guy.
I am angry. Yeah, that's wrong. This isn't America. America is a land where everybody has an opportunity. That's what I thought we were about. Taking oppressed people and giving them freedom. And that's what we're doing here in Storm Lake. And so let us do it.
Was made for you and me.
Next, what happens when we're forced to stop talking past each other? Tell me your reaction when I say these 3 words. Black Lives Matter.
Everybody's lives matter.
And Carlos walks in.
Right on cue. Back in the Rust Belt, a remarkable conversation.
Boy, you walked into a loaded question. Ooh.
I began this journey feeling that we were hopelessly stuck in our own echo chambers.
The divided nation.
Alt-right.
Hard left.
A witch hunt.
White supremacists.
Unable to talk about what really divides us.
Hollywood liberals.
Back to the deplorables.
Class, geography, politics, and race. But back in Johnstown, after riding along with Jim, I sat down with his fellow EMS workers for a slice of pizza.
Thank you.
And a surprising conversation that has really stayed with me. What do you all think of the whole Colin Kaepernick controversy?
The person who sparked this was adopted by white parents and given every opportunity in the world and wants to talk about white privilege. That, to me, is hypocritical.
Yeah, it started off as a protest by one person, but now you're getting the people putting their hands up in the air with the Black Power stuff. It's getting out of hand.
Tell me your reaction when I say these 3 words. Black Lives Matter.
Everybody's lives matter.
And Carlos walks in.
Carlos.
On cue.
Right on cue.
I mean, your life matters. So does mine, so does Jim's, so does Carlos.
Well, you walked into a loaded question.
Oh, yeah, Carlos. How are you, buddy?
Oh, great. Do all lives matter? Absolutely, all lives matter. It's just the Black Lives Matter is a movement. It just doesn't stem down to police brutality. I recall as a child seeing the pictures of black men hanging in trees, being burned. If I were looking at you as a Caucasian female, that night I'd probably be hanging from a tree being burned. If you tie all these things together throughout history and you come to present day America, it makes you kind of think, is there still that type of hate mentality that exists?
When you listen to Carlos talk about that, does it make you think about things a little bit differently?
Just 5 minutes of listening to him talk, I have way more respect and understanding for the situation.
Yeah, me too. And honestly, probably the reason why you were never asked that before is because we never really wanted to touch the subject and make you feel uncomfortable.
We generally take more time to talk about basketball.
I wish people would sit around a table eating cold pizza and talk this way a little bit more. I think we'd be so much better off. This old steel town is changing. The community is smaller now and more diverse. And the industries here are changing too. Turns out a lot of these old relics are coming back to life.
This is not your grandfather's steel mill. This is a highly technological company building things with computerized machinery, robots, and lasers. This thing can operate over the weekend with no one here.
The high-tech jobs that are left require an ever-evolving set of specialized skills. So Bill Polacek, the CEO of this steel fabrication company, created his own apprenticeship program to retrain older workers and recruit high school students like Tyler, the Trojan star player.
In 3 years, you can make 26 bucks an hour. That's darn good money.
A few months after our visit, hey, Tyler, he had some big news.
Dear Tyler, congratulations on your acceptance to Thaddeus Stevens College. It's a 2-year technical school, and I got a full-ride scholarship for football and for welding technology.
Yay! Congratulations!
It's just honestly, it's like a dream come true. After I finish my 2 years down there, I'd like to come back to Johnstown. It's home. And people talk bad about Johnstown, but there's actually a lot of good in this town, and it just takes certain people to see it.
There's no quick fix to rebuild working-class cities like Johnstown. It will take homegrown innovation and radical new ideas from young entrepreneurs.
You can build anything here. It's a blank canvas.
We're all part of this grand experiment here. We don't know if we're going to survive as a community, but I think everybody here believes that we will.
But most of all, it will take a leap of faith that reinvention is possible.
Welcome to the Cambria Ironworks Machine Shop.
Like a symphony transforming an abandoned steel mill. The places I visited on this journey are a vital part of our American story. Yes, there's anger and frustration here.
Our country is slipping away from us, and the values and the beliefs that we had, we're slowly losing that.
But there's also pride and resilience.
The mindset of the people in this town is to fight, 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 and work, work, work.
And though we won't always agree on the way forward,
Change is hard, but embracing change is fundamentally American.
we can still find common ground.
We all want to solve the same problems. We just have different ideas of how to do it. That's all it is.
If we just sit down, come together, and truly listen. For the last 27 years, I've called New York City home. I love it here. It's noisy, it's busy, it's diverse. But I admit it, it's a bubble. Big cities feel increasingly isolated from the rest of the country, especially the places that delivered the presidency to Donald Trump.
We will make America great again.
The 2016 election exposed our widening political and cultural divide and put the spotlight on one group in particular.
I mean, they drink Budweiser.
The white working class, 1/3 of all Americans, whose politics have become something of a national obsession.
Working class white.
Playing a decisive role in Donald Trump's victory.
Who are these working class Americans? Why do they love Trump?
They've lost jobs.
Economy it plummeted.
Faced a shocking surge in suicides and overdoses.
See the residue? That's heroin.
And many of them believe their very way of life is vanishing.
You think they would want to adapt to our way of living, but they don't do that.
But there's a deeper story to be told in these rapidly changing towns.
I'm tired of people shitting on Mexicans and black people.
You sound like a different kind of angry white guy. So I crisscrossed the country. From the heartland, where immigrants are laying down roots.
This is where I'm gonna stay.
To the Rust Belt, where young people are moving out.
Can we come together? Can we beat the odds? I think we can.
A journey to the center of our nation's divide to find out what's driving white anxiety in America inside out. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing here, about as far away from middle America as you can possibly get. Well, I've come to the Big Island because this is where the matriarch of one of the best known white working class families in America actually lives now. That's right, I'm talking about Roseanne. Roseanne Barr's groundbreaking 90s sitcom chronicled the life of the Connors.
Crunch, you got the job!
Drywall master of the universe!
As they struggled to make ends meet in a blue-collar Midwestern town. And now they're back. In the age of Trump, when the country seems more divided than ever.
A lot of people, Roseanne, might be surprised to know that you live in Hawaii. Tell me what you like about living here. I mean, hello.
Oh, I mean, look. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
I'm not a real big city person.
The Big Island is Hawaii's heartland. And given Roseanne's working class roots, she feels right at home.
Having made a lot of money, you know, I lived in Beverly Hills and all that stuff, but I just couldn't take it. I didn't fit at all.
Now she lives on a sprawling macadamia nut farm, which was briefly the setting of her reality show.
You're considered somewhat of a cultural expert when it comes to the white working class.
Well, I guess so.
Do you feel comfortable in that role?
I feel uncomfortable to break it down by race, because I think, you know, most of the working class are people of color and, you know, brown. But, yeah, I mean, I grew up like that, so might as well be me, right? I'm salty, a salty working class gal.
Come on, 5:30!
I knew what it was like to work really hard and not get paid too well for it.
For 9 seasons, Roseanne made working class family life funny and relatable.
Now it seems that working class people don't get much respect in our culture.
Yeah, and it also seems that there's a lot of kicking them when they're down, too. You know, you're racist and you're uneducated. It pisses people off to be talked down to. What happened?
I got underbid on Hal's job. He's using illegals.
And the new Roseanne doesn't shy away from the thorny social issues that made the show famous.
It ain't right, Rosie.
Like immigration.
Those guys are so desperate they'll work for nothing, and we're getting screwed in the process.
Why do you think there's so much anti-immigration sentiment among the white working class?
Well, I think that most of that is because immigrant workers work for less, and that, you know, who's going to hire union people at union wage when they can get somebody for way less? This may be the first generation of Americans that didn't do better than their parents. Of course they're going to be angry.
I wanted to better understand this anger over immigration. So I traveled to a part of the country where it's reached a boiling point.
Hey, here we are in Omaha.
Yep.
Road trip.
The American Midwest was settled by pioneers and European immigrants more than a century ago. Now their descendants will soon be outnumbered by an influx of newcomers, flocking to work in small towns like this one. Greg Sokup is 61 and worked the line at the local Hormel pork plant for nearly half of his life.
When did you retire?
I retired in 2014, May.
Wow. Were you looking forward to that day?
I was counting it down in hours and minutes and seconds.
Now he spends his days on his small family farm.
Delilah, someone new here to see you.
Oh, Delilah.
Come here, pork chop.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Here's pork chop.
Hello. I think she likes me. So you got goats, pigs, chickens, geese, ducks.
Pheasants,
Do you have
quail.
a Surrey with a French on top?
The what?
Never mind.
By the time Greg graduated from high school, he knew where he wanted to work.
This is Hormel.
The company has been a Midwest institution for decades. Its Fremont plant is one of the largest employers in town.
I mean, you loved your job. We were making money that nobody else had ever seen. We had a brand new house, 2 vets. We were people that the whole state envied. When wages were good, everybody was happy.
In 1977, his 3rd year on the job, he was making the equivalent of $70,000 a year today, enough to comfortably support a family of 8. But by the mid-'80s, production lines started moving faster to meet increased demand. The work became more grueling as unions lost their power and wages dropped dramatically.
We went from being the highest paid to average. I mean, there were people that had the same benefits as we had that were working at 7-Eleven.
So when fewer people like you wanted to work at Hormel, what happened?
They had to hire anybody they could get.
Meat processing companies started hiring minority workers from big cities. and some even recruited south of the border, though Hormel denies ever doing so. Today, almost 75% of the workers at Greg's old plant are minorities. Half are Hispanic, and that makes him feel like a stranger in his own town.
I'm a white American, and I'm probably the minority right now in this country.
Well, not in Fremont. It's like 80% white, 80% white.
Okay, but you go down to Hormel's, and I'll guarantee you there aren't 15% white people left down there. They have jobs that are posted, you have to be bilingual. Now, is that not discriminatory towards a white? I don't understand that. I'm the minority.
He's not now, but by 2044 he will be. That's when experts say white Americans will no longer be the majority. This transformation will likely happen a decade earlier for the working class. And all this change is deeply unsettling for many Fremont residents like Greg. So when Costco announced plans to open yet another meat processing plant in town, a lot of folks were livid.
Do what's best for the community, not what's best for a few fat cats in this town. They're going to profit from this.
It is not a chicken fight, but a fight over chicken.
Environmentalists mobilized to protest the threat of pollution. And a simmering resentment over the influx of immigrants erupted.
Our town is in jeopardy, not only with disease, but illegals.
Fremont is about to go down the